So today then we are looking at calculating the circumference of a circle. And as I put here then, you need a calculator. You need a scientific calculator to calculate the circumference of a circle. So some facts for you. The circumference it's like the perimeter of a circle, okay? It's the total distance around the outside of a circle. Imagine you've had a piece of string and you put it around the outside of a circle and then measured then that length here. That is the circumference of the circle, okay? So it's always a length, which means that your answer always have like centimetres or metres at the end. So let's say, remember, piece of string and then measure it out. So as I mentioned in the other video about the area of a circle, okay, two parts of a circle that we need to know is the radius, which is a straight line from the centre to the outside, okay, but it's all about the centre there. And the diameter is a straight line going from outside to outside, okay, but again, going through the centre, okay. There are other lines that we need to know a bit later on, but those are the two main ones we need to know for area and circumference. So circumference then is the perimeter, it's about going around the outside. So I've got a circle then with a diameter of 12 centimetres. Let's calculate the circumference. First of all, we need a formula. Okay, now the formula is not given to you as part of a paper. You need to learn it, you need to memorise it, okay? So the circumference equals pi times the diameter. Now pi is a number that goes on and on. It's like 3.14 and it goes on and on and on. Okay, but we normally round it to like 3 decimal places when we describe pi about being 3.142. Now there's a direct relationship between the diameter and pi. As you can see here, we've said pi times the diameter calculates the circumference. So you work out the value of pi by doing the inverse. So you can have the circumference divided by the diameter, regardless of its size. The circumference divided by the diameter gives us the value of pi, and that's where it came from. But we use it to help us to calculate the circumference. So there's our formula. Substitution then would be where we substitute the letter for the value. So pi times 12. So the circumference equals, now pi on the calculator, it is above this times 10 to the power of x button. And to get that, press shift and then that times 10 to the power of x to have pi on the screen. Let's times that by 12 equals 12 pi. That's not a decimal, so let's press S to D to convert it to a decimal, and then I have 37.6991184. Let's round that to one decimal place. So let's have 37.7 centimetres to one decimal place. So again, if that was an accurate circle, I'd be able to put a string around the outside and then use my fingers then to measure it with a ruler, and it would be 37.7 centimetres. With this one though, you'll notice that I've given you a radius, okay, not a diameter, but the radius and the diameter have a direct relationship, which means that the radius is half of a diameter, or a diameter is 2 lots of a radius. So if we're going to use that formula again, this C equals pi times diameter, remember when the symbols are touching, there's always that imaginary times sign in the middle. So then substitution would be pi times the diameter. However, this is a radius. So to get to the diameter, remember that direct relationship, okay? If you have 9 here for the radius, and technically this side would be 9 as well. So therefore the total diameter would be 18 centimetres. So the diameter would be 18. So formula, substitution, our answer then would be pi times 18. 18 pi, press SD, to have 56.5 centimetres to one decimal place. Remember, it's not centimetres squared because it's not area. Remember, it's a length. So Formula, substitution, answer, and there are your units. It's not always centimetres, be careful. It could be inches, it could be metres, it could be kilometres. So be careful. And obviously, be careful what the question's asking regarding to the rounding. It might be 1 decimal place, it might be 2 decimal places. It might even be significant figures, but be careful. So these are our 4 steps then, okay? That formula, circumference equals pi times diameter. You need to memorise it, learn it. So formula, substitution, calculate the answer, and then the units. But be careful with rounding. Don't forget, you've got to use a scientific calculator. Good luck. Hope it helps.